Right, so here is a simplified guide on how to become lean. I'm Abs Nadeem. I've had a transformation of a lifetime. This was me before, a fat fuck out of shape. And this is me now, chiseled, lean, aesthetic physique. So I'm going to help you do the same thing. Now, firstly, when you lose fat, your life will skyrocket, okay? That's what you need to understand. You will get messages like this from women, right? When you have muscle, you've got an aesthetic physique, and especially when you're lean, your life skyrockets, okay? You can see here, getting messages from girls, even through clothes, people can see your physique, okay? Your life will skyrocket, you will look better. It is absolutely crucial that you get lean. And why should you listen to me? Well, I've had a transformation of a lifetime and I've helped other people do this too. This is a very good friend of mine called Max. Max was fat, Max was bloated, Max was the furthest thing from lean, and we have helped him achieve, and we have helped him get lean. You can see here Max looks very aesthetic, good muscle proportions, and he has lost a lot of fat. He's worked very closely with me. He's followed the protocols and advice I've taught him, and he's done very well. And similarly, my brother has had an immense transformation. I've helped him do the same thing. He's followed the advice and protocols that we've gone over with him, and he has achieved a lean physique. He's lost fat. So you can trust me. You're in good hands. First, we're going to go over the key principles to fat loss, okay? Number one, resistance training, okay? Whether that's weightlifting or calisthenics, we need to train for muscle hypertrophy. If we don't do that, we are going to lose muscle, and that's not something we want to do. This does burn fat, but this is more so we keep muscle while burning fat. You don't want to lose fat and not have muscle, okay? We need to eat in a calorie deficit, okay? We need to burn more calories than we take in. So simply, if I have to simplify it down, you have to move more and eat less. That's pretty much it, okay? 10K steps a day is a non-negotiable. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to do zone 2 cardio. So now let's go over what zone 2 cardio is in more detail. So what is zone 2 cardio and why is it the best for fat loss? Okay, the most efficient for fat loss. Well, zone 2 cardio is a specific heart rate training zone that focuses on building your aerobic base, okay, meaning your body's ability to use oxygen efficiently for long periods. That's what zone 2 cardio is. How do you know you're in zone 2 cardio? Zone 2 cardio usually requires about 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, okay? You should be able to hold a conversation while training. Breathing is steady and controlled during zone 2 cardio. Examples of zone 2 cardio is fast walking on a treadmill, okay? That is an example of zone 2 cardio. You can maintain a conversation. Your breathing is fairly steady, but it's not exactly easy and it's not exactly hard. That's zone 2 cardio, okay? Now, 2 reasons why this is the most efficient for fat loss. 1, your body relies more on fat for fuel. At lower intensity, your muscles can get plenty of oxygen, okay? Fat metabolism requires oxygen, so your body burns a higher percentage of fat compared to carbs. An example where carbs are used is when you're sprinting. Like I used to play football, that's where carbs were used. But here, we're trying to use more fat for fuel. So this will help. Okay, number 2, it's sustainable for long periods. Okay, you can stay in zone 2 for 30 to 90 minutes or more. Now, higher zones of cardio can burn more calories per minute. But how many minutes can you really do it? How much can you possibly do where it becomes a problem and interferes with your recovery? Okay, zone 2 cardio you can do after a gym session 3 times a week very easily. Like really you can. It's very sustainable. It doesn't affect your recovery. It doesn't make you fatigued and tired the next day. It's very sustainable and it's very efficient for fat loss. So we're going to stick to this. If it wasn't for zone 2 cardio, I don't know what I would have done. It's a big reason why I've lost fat. Now I'm going to give you the best form of zone 2 cardio. If there's one reason I now look like this from how fat I was before, it's this specific exercise, okay? You're going to go to the gym. Incline treadmill, you are going to get on a treadmill, whether that's at the gym or at home. You're going to put the incline gradient to 15%. You're going to set the speed to 4.5 and you're going to do this for 30 to 40 minutes 3 times a week. My brother, if you do this, you will lose a lot of fat, okay? You can do it more than 3 times a week, but you're going to do it 3 times a week minimum. And it's a bonus if you do this on an empty fasted stomach because your body's forced to use the fat on your body. This is an absolute game changer. I can't even believe this is free. Genuinely, it's actually crazy. You don't need to run and go for sprints. I used to run, go for sprints, and I wouldn't lose fat. I started doing this, which is fairly easier. It might be a bit boring, but it's fairly easier. It's a lot easier than sprinting and going for runs in the cold by yourself. Just get on a treadmill, set up the settings so it looks like this, and you will burn so much fat. I've literally given you a cheat code, so make sure you do this now. Now we need to understand the power of low carb, ketosis, and metabolic switch, okay? Your body has 2 fuel systems, okay? Number 1, it burns glucose, and number 2, it burns fat, okay? Most people are stuck in glucose burning mode, okay? Eating carbs every 2 to 3 hours just to keep their energy and mood stable, okay? this was never how humans really function and how we were built to function, okay? Ketosis is your ancestral fat burning superpower, okay? Ketosis is a natural metabolic state where your body stops relying on glucose, which is sugar, for fuel and starts burning fat. So, now how does it do this, okay? So when you lower your carb intake, glucose eventually runs out or it becomes less, right? Your liver then starts producing ketones from stored fat. Your fat, which is stored on your body, yes, your love handles, the fat, is now used. So we have now metabolically switched our body so we're using our fat instead of carbs. If you lower your carbs, there's no glucose, okay? So your body can't rely on glucose burning mode and it turns to fat burning mode where it relies on ketones and body fat. These ketones fuel your brain, muscles and organs with clean and stable energy and you burn fat. Okay, we're switching our metabolic state and that is crazy. It's literally like changing the setting on your car to sports mode. Now we're going to talk about intermittent fasting, okay? Some of the greatest minds and spiritual leaders in history all practiced and promoted fasting. They all saw fasting as cleansing, spiritual and a healing practice long before science caught up. Okay, today we know that intermittent fasting is one of the most powerful metabolic tools used in the world. Intermittent fasting is not taught to you by media and big corporations. Why is this, you ask? Well, I'm not going to get too conspiracy theory right now, but it is free, okay? Which means less profit and less problems to capitalize on, okay? You'll start to understand these patterns slowly, okay? But you can't promote Ozempics, you can't promote low-fat products, you can't promote low-calorie products if you know about this, okay? Try and use your brain. Try and link dots. Intermittent fasting works because when you eat, your body runs on glucose, sugar, which we spoke about before, okay? When you don't eat for long periods of time, like 12 plus hours, you trigger a metabolic switch. You go from burning glucose to burning ketones, which is your own body fat, okay? This switch is evolutionary and it kept us alive when food was scarce. Back in the day, in the ancestral hunting days, okay, the caveman days, this is what would happen, okay? Your body would switch to fat and then use your fat up because your fat was excess. When they say excess fat, it's excess because it holds on to it for rainy days, with tougher times. Now, this metabolic switch, glucose burner, okay? When your body's using glucose, you get sugar cravings, okay? You get fat storage, your energy crashes. This is not stuff we want when we want to get lean. But when you burn fat, you get clarity, stable energy, body recomposition. Very good, okay? Once your insulin drops and your glycogen is depleted, your liver, as we spoke about earlier, starts to produce ketones, and these are derived from fat. It literally uses your fat to produce ketones, and your fat is used, and you strip that fat off, okay? This is when fat loss accelerates and is more effective. Do this, and you will see guaranteed results. This is what me, my brother, and my clients have done, and we have all seen results. It's a proven strategy. It's proof that this works. And now you'll understand the science that makes sense. It does make sense. Now, what times do you eat and you fast? I would say try and use a 16-80 fasting to control your appetite, okay? This literally means you fast for 16 hours and you eat within an 8-hour window, okay? For example, you eat between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. You're going to have 2 to 3 meals, preferably 2, within your 8-hour window, and you're going to fast till the next day at 12 p.m. or whenever you are going to eat, okay? This is ideal for a body recomposition, mental clarity. It helps accelerate fat loss, as we've covered. Combine this with a low-carb, high-fat, and high-protein diet, and you will have maximum effect. Next, we are going to switch our diet from a SAD, which is a standard American diet, to a AD, an ancestral diet, okay? Why is this? Firstly, obviously it's healthier, so your body's going to build muscle more, you're going to recover better, it's going to fuel you correctly, and of course make you healthier, which helps you in turn burn fat. But it is very hard to overeat on a whole food diet, okay? Whole foods tend to be a lot more filling. They'll be a lot more healthy and a lot more filling. They're one ingredient foods, okay? Really and truly, it's very hard to overeat your calories on whole foods, okay? They're quite filling. They're very nutrient dense, okay? So if we make this switch, the same foods here, you know, biscuits and fucking donuts, fruits and meats will fill you up a lot more. So in turn, it's harder to overeat. So you will lose more fat. Here's my transformation, as you can see, and it honestly blows my mind to see the difference between these two photos. These are just a year and a half apart. This is a huge factor from taking me from my physique before, where I was fat, out of shape, to lean, muscular, and an aesthetic physique. Yeah, it blows my mind to see this, man. Like, it's crazy. And when you enter and follow the principles I've gone over in this video, okay, you take the protocols I've taught you, your fat loss journey begins. You begin to look leaner, more chiseled, and more attractive. It's a year and a half apart. Really and truly, this could have been a lot less. If I knew what I'm teaching you now, if I knew all of these things, of course, I did a lot of trial and error. I tried a lot of bullshit diets. I've tried all these fancy techniques, and I finally realized this is what works. Okay, what I've taught you in this video, if you do this, you will lose fat a lot quicker than I did. You will look better than I did. Trust me, your life will change. So what have we covered in this video? Well, number one, we've gone over the key principles and protocols to fat loss, such as being in a calorie deficit, okay? Doing your 10K steps a day, non-negotiable. Resistance training to make sure we are still building muscle and holding on to muscle. And the zone 2 cardio and why it's the best and most effective for fat loss. Number two, we've gone over ketosis, metabolic switch, and the power of low carb diets. My apologies, there's meant to be a C here, as you probably noticed. Number three, intermittent fasting. Gone over why it works, how it works, and how you're going to do it. And number four, we are going to switch from a standard American diet to an ancestral diet. You follow these protocols, you will be lean in no time. If you want one-to-one access to me, I have set up a school community on looks maxing where I teach men how to glow up, how to reach their genetic potential, okay? You will get one-to-one access to me. You will get multiple guides on looks maxing, okay? We go over testosterone, the elite diet, how to build an aesthetic body, how to dress, how to be a slayer, everything you need to know to improve your looks and become an attractive man, okay? If you're interested in that, hit the link down below. Sign up and I'll see you inside. Other than that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content. I'm Abs Nadeem. I help men glow up and reach their genetic potential. And you, my friend, can be that man. Make sure you listen to the advice I've given in this video. You will be lean in no time and you will level up your looks. I will see you soon. Take care.